Story time. There is a valley full of bones. Now, how it got to be this way, no one really knows. Rumor has it this valley was once home to a big forest, with tree trunks as thick as a woman's thighs and leaves so green, lush and wide it covered her people. In fact, they loved it so much they chose to remain under her wings despite enticing stories from overseas. Rumor has it this valley once produced its own milk. Like a woman who has just gone through labor pains and birthed something new, she fed her young ones. Some had more milk than others, but there was milk in abundance, enough to share, enough to spare. But now, whenever people hear of what the valley once was, they scoff. The younger ones call it a lie, a myth. Because how could such a forest have come to this? How did the valley become a shadow of itself? Even the adults speak of it like a fading, distant memory. It seems even they are now unsure about if the forest ever existed, if the valley of bones was not all that has ever been. Now you would hear people say, what good can ever come out of the valley of bones? It is better to walk through the valley of the shadow of death than to be there. And so, in forgetfulness of what once was, the valley of bones was abandoned and left for dead. Many will stand on mountain tops and give expert advice on how the valley could be fixed. Some would send their sympathies from overseas, but the most interesting part was the blame game that happened among the people of the valley. Oh, you know the blame game. Yeah, who exactly is at fault for the state of the Valley of Bones? The people of the valley blame those on the mountaintop. They accuse them of sucking the valley dry and finishing its milk, but those on the mountaintop deny it. They say they are trying their very best. And so the blame cycle continues. No one will be held responsible for the valley's mess. Whatever chance people got, they would escape from the valley and run far away from what they once called home. And when some had the opportunity to leave the valley and get to the mountaintop, they would cling to it with their dear lives, never to let go of their vantage position. Everyone became experts on how the valley can be fixed, but no one would get into the dirt. And so, the Valley of Bones did not belong to anyone. Not to the people of the valley, for they were ashamed of it, and not to those on the mountaintop, for they would rather die than be a part of it. The Valley of Bones belonged to no one other than the bones. And sometimes at night you can hear the bones rattle. From beneath all that rubble come whispers of last words spoken. These are the voices of heroes past, who are now wondering if their labor has not been in vain. Voices of blood that have been shed for peace and justice to reign. Soldiers who fell at war, men who died fighting, women who died pleading, children who died running. It is the voice of Dami Adamu Faith, Chioma Asabe Tolu, graves without epitaphs. These ones who lost their lives to bad roads and bad health care and terrorist attacks. They wonder why the people cannot see that good things can come out of dry bones. Don't they know that now is the time to plant, because the soil has been enriched by the valley's history of dirt and bones. So welcome to the Valley of Bones. Please take a portion and farm. We do not promise that you will strike gold or that your name will forever be in bold, but surely all these bones have to count for something. So if you will please there and take a portion and plant. We do not ask for much, just your honest everyday work. And if you're kind enough, you can throw in some good deeds too, just in case the farmer next to you has a lot they are going through. You may not see the fruits tomorrow, but surely the roots will grow, and someday someone will be standing under the shade of a tree yet to be planted, but whose seeds are in your hands right now. This is the Valley of Bones.